Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be using some new drugstore products. I have a bunch, so I'm not going to show them all right now, but that includes the new e.l.f. Camo Blush, the Slick Click Fat Oil pen or lip gloss pen by NYX, the new, I said I wasn't going to show them, and here I am. The L'Oreal True Match Concealer. We have the new CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, and I have a few other new things. So if you want to see how to get this look and what I use to achieve this, then just keep watching. All right, so I've got a few new things from the drugstore here. The first thing that I picked up was the new CoverGirl. I'm surprised we actually had this in Canada already. This is the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence with 0.5% bakuchiol Hydro Fresh tint. So people are saying it's a dupe for the Chanel Water Fresh tint. I don't have it, so I cannot confirm. I've wanted to try it, but then I've heard that, I don't know, that it's very like dewy, obviously, because it's, you know, a water-based foundation. And usually I would use something more like silicone because I do have oilier skin. But I will test this out for you. So I do have the shade Light, and it's number 20. And I also picked up the new L'Oreal True Match Concealer, True Match Radiant Serum Concealer with 1.5% hyaluronic acid and caffeine. So caffeine is supposed to help depuff the under eyes, which I've noticed mine are pretty puffy lately, and I don't know if that's a sleep thing or what, or an age thing, but I am excited to try this. And this is in the shade, I think this is the lightest one. It is N1, so light N1. Weird that there's no fair, but anyway. I also picked up this, which is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Suave Mauve. I know people say mauve. I can't do it. I feel like the French way to say mauve is mauve. So I just feel like that's what I have to say. I'm sorry. Don't come for me. Suave mauve, suave mauve, however you say it. But yeah, so I'm excited to try that. And then I also picked up the NYX Slick Click Shiny Lip Balm. And this is just clear, but it does have like a little bit of a pinky kind of sparkle in it. And then I picked up a new lip liner. It's not new on the market, but it's new to me. This is the NYX Lip Pencil, and it's in the shade Nude Truffle. I used this in my last video along with the Sephora products. And then this just came out. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Liner, and this is in, sorry, it's called the 1mm Nano Pencil. Looks like this. And this is in the shade Blonde. I did try this out yesterday, and I don't want to say how I feel about it yet, but there's good feelings. I'm gonna throw that box away now. And then I also picked up one of the new Lifter Gloss shades, which is Sweetheart, and it's number 23. I didn't realize at the store it looked a little more red, but actually these are pretty similar. Oh, there's mascara on it. But in like when I got it home, I'm like, oh, it actually looks a lot more orangey. But I will try this on for you. I'm not going to keep this one on just because I know it's not going to go with the makeup that I'm wearing today. And then the last thing I picked up is not new, but oh my god, when I saw this palette, I was like, could there be a more me palette? It is the Morphe 18 Cool Tone, so 18 CT Matte Essentials palette. And this is what it looks like. Like, could there be a more beautiful palette? All neutrals, all mattes. This is just, or not neutrals, I should say, cool toned shades. And they're just beautiful. Like literally look what I'm wearing. It's like brown, gray, have my blue. It's just everything in this palette is stunning. And I paid $15 for this, and I'm in Canada, so that's insane. That's a steal of a deal. And I posted this in my little makeup group chat, and they were like, I'm like, does anybody have this? Do you like it? And everybody's like, yeah, I use it all the time. Or yeah, it's really good quality for how much it is. Like, it's insane. Like, I would pay good money for this Color Story. If this was coming from like a high-end brand, I feel like this would be so popular. So we're gonna use that today. So I hope you're excited. Oh, I forgot something else. I also have the Essence Lash Primer in the shade, not in the shade. What am I saying? Get it together. Okay. Essence Lash Princess Primer. Mascara primer, okay? Lash primer. So let's just get right into it. I'll just be right back. I have to go get that primer. Sorry, I just drank water. I don't know why my mouth is so red. Okay, so I have prepped my skin, but I have not yet primed. So for primer, this is only like the second or third time I've used this one. We're gonna go with the L'Oreal Prime Lab Advanced Derm Primer 24-hour matte setter. So this has LHA and salicylic acid, it says. So let's do it. We're just gonna go in with our hands for this. And I don't really know how much to use because this one is more like liquidy than what I'm used to. I'm used to using the Cali Ray, which is more of like it's more like it's got more to it. Like it's a little bit thicker and it's a lot less liquidy. What am I trying to say here? It's more like silicone based, so it kind of feels like that little bit thicker, but this one, it just feels like a lotion. Like it's just very, very thin, you can see. Okay, so we're done with priming. Should I just let this sit for a couple seconds here? Probably. I think that's my problem. I don't let my primer sit for very long. And somebody actually was saying the other day, oh, maybe your issue with primer, or she was saying she used primer and she would get super greasy. She was saying maybe your issue with oil is just that it's the primer. And I'm like, I never thought of that because I'm using the primer to stop me from being oily, but sometimes it can actually make you more oily. And I did go a couple days without using primer and my skin looked just as good. So I'm like, have I been suckered into buying primer? What's going on? So I don't know. I just got used to using it, so now I just always use it. But I do find it does just blur the pores, obviously just like that slightly bit more, but there wasn't a significant change enough for me to, you know, buy like the Tom Ford one again because it's just so expensive. Okay, so let's go in. I'm just gonna take all these security tags off here. I don't know why those are still on there. Let's go in with a new foundation. I have tried this once before. I'm not gonna say what my thoughts are just yet, but yeah, so you see the color to me, I actually was like, oh, this might be a little bit dark just looking at it, but don't go off of that. And probably go off of this because this is actually a little bit too light on me. So I'm going to go in with, I think, 2 coats of it. So I saw Miriam Maquillage do this. She went in with one, kind of let it set down a little bit, and then went in with a second coat. And I think that's what I'm going to do because it is a very light coverage. Let's see, what does it claim to be? Skincare makeup hybrid with micro droplet technology. Pigmented capsules blend easily to distribute an even, sorry, all the words are like clumped together, even tint and improved tone. Complexion looks plump, refreshed, and more youthful. Clean and vegan formula. So I don't know what it claims to be. Does it claim to be medium? I'm not sure. So we'll just go in with a couple pumps here. See what I mean? It looks dark when you first put it on the hand, but I'm going to take my brush and just kind of break up these beads and blend it out and then apply. But once I start applying it to the face, it's actually quite light. So don't be fooled. Go off of that little sticker, which usually I would not recommend, but in this case I would, because I wish I would have gone just maybe one shade darker than what I took, because I don't really like my, this is gonna sound weird to most people, I don't really like my foundation matching my exact face shade, because I feel like my face is so light. So if I were going to try to match it, this probably would match it exactly, but I generally like to go just like maybe one shade up from what my actual shade should be. But I have been having an issue with under the nose being red. I don't know if this is from when I'm having a little issue with just seem to be kind of caking in that one area around the nose. Yeah, what's going on here? The first time I used it, I used my hands and I found I got a lot nicer. Okay, I'm just kind of pressing it into my nose in that area because I feel like it was kind of gathering there. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I don't know, people are comparing this to Chanel. Have you tried both? Do you really think they're that similar? I mean, I feel like for the price, Chanel better be better than this. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, can you see? It's like in my pores. What's happening? I don't remember it doing it like this bad the first time. I don't know if this is maybe just better used with the hands or what, or maybe it's this primer because I didn't use this primer last time, but I don't know. And keep in mind, I am a combination oily skin type, so if you're really dry, something like this might work really well for you, which is why I have been afraid to try the complexion touch, because I'm oily and I just don't know how that'll work for me. So it is providing coverage to a degree, like you can see it has covered, but I am not a fan of what's happening. It's not happening as bad on the other side. So I'm like, what's going on here? Just taking my beauty blender and just kind of pushing it into the skin, seeing if that helps. I'm gonna use something different on my nose because I just don't like the way it's clinging in that area. I know I should just put it on my nose so that you can get an idea of what it looks like, but my nose is really red and I need a little bit more coverage anyways, so I'll show you the rest of the face once I add a second layer, but for now I'm just using my Color Stay. I don't even know why I had to look at the label for that. I just use it all the time. So I'm just using a bit of my Color Stay on the nose here because I still want my makeup to look nice today. I mean, I'm not really like doing anything fancy, but oh my gosh, I don't know if you remember me saying my fiance and I were gonna go for a little like lunch date last weekend. I can't believe that was a week ago already. God, time is just flying. Anyway, so we go, and this place is like really good. It's this little like coffee place. I'm just pushing kind of everything into my skin now. And the sandwiches were like super good. And then we were just kind of being little piglets, and we're like, let's go get some cake. And so I buy him this cake. I literally think I paid like, ended up tipping because there's like a little tip option, but like you go up there and ask for it. Like nobody's serving you or anything. So like, do you tip? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are for this kind of thing. I normally always do just because I'm a sucker and I feel bad. So I did. So I get two pieces of cake and tip them, and it's like 16 bucks or something. So they're like, I think I got a scone. So like they were what, $8 each? Like, or no, let's say 7 because I tipped too. And we got my fiance's piece of cake. It was like a big, it's like massive piece of like red velvet cake. And then I go to put my fork in it because I'm like, I want to try that, obviously. So I go to put my fork in it, and it was a plastic fork. The fork would not even go through it. Like, that's how hard the cake was. And I'm like, ugh, what's wrong with this? So then he grabbed like real cutlery, and then he puts his fork through it, and it's still hard to get through with a metal fork. And I'm like, dude, this cake is so hard. Like, I feel like it's been sitting, like it's just sitting in a little display, and that's the one that they give to you. And you're like, okay, well, I assume they change this every day, but like, you can't be really sure. And so then I go to take a bite of the cake, and I'm like, dude, this is hard as a rock. The icing, like, I understand that the icing gets hard sometimes, and we're not ones to complain about food. Even if we think something is so crappy, we're just like, ugh, but we'll just deal with it. And so I'm like, dude, this cake is nasty. And then he goes to take a bite, and like, so I can understand how the icing gets hard throughout the day, whatever, but this was like not even late in the day. I think it was 2. And so we go to take a bite, and even the cake was hard. Like the cake was, you know, like you expect spongy deliciousness. No, hard cake, like stale tasting. So then he goes up. I'm like, he's like, okay, I mean, like, he's like, I don't want to say anything, but I mean, it's an expensive piece of cake. So he goes back up, tells the guy, gives him an issue. He's like, whoa, we just put that out today, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we both tried it. It wasn't great. Whatever. I'm going to go in with a second layer now while I talk. And then, so he gives him something different completely. Okay, so I'm liking how this is building. So that's fine. So he kind of gave him a hassle, but he gave it to him anyways. So he's almost like halfway done his new piece of cake. And I think when he brought it back to them, he said, I mean, you can even try it. Like, we only took one little bite off the edge. We didn't touch the other side, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, no, it's fine, whatever. And then we get our new piece of cake. He's halfway done. The guy comes up to us while we're eating. First of all, he was like staring at us from the other end of the room. And I'm like, this is so awkward. I'm like, he's like watching us now, and he's like, oh my God. He's like, we should have never said anything. And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess, but it wasn't good. And so the guy's literally just standing there like at the counter, and I'm like, this is so awkward. Then he comes up to us while we're eating and is like, hey, so I tried the cake. So awkward, just super awkward. We're just sitting there, almost done. We're like almost ready to leave. And my fiance's like, okay. And he's like, and first of all, he comes up to us and has cake on his face, on his beard. And he's like, so I tasted it. And we're kind of like, yeah, I can see that you tasted it. And he's like, and that's just how it tastes. And I was like, so it just tastes bad every day? I didn't say that. But I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, because yeah, we could barely get a fork in it. Like, sorry, not sure what to tell you, but okay. Thanks for letting us know. Like, at this point, we're like, okay, this is just weird. Like, let us just enjoy the rest of our date. So awkward. I don't know. It's okay. I think I need to do my whole face to really know, but I don't love that it's like, you can see those pores, and I normally do not have that issue. More so apparent on this side for some reason. Okay, well, let's go in and try the new concealer. This might be a giveaway. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, so it was just so awkward. Then he's just standing there like cake. And like, ew, that he tried our cake. That's kind of disgusting. I mean, whatever. He probably obviously ate off the other end, but I was just like, I'm such a germaphobe that I'd be like, I'm not touching that. I really need to start using my Stanley cup again because we're going through water bottles like crazy and I feel bad. And yeah. And also they just finished saying that if you're using water bottles, you're drinking like a bajillion trillion amounts of plastic a year. And I'm like, gross. But also I don't like the taste of tap water. It's so nasty and tastes like chlorine. Like, I don't know. Okay, anyways, so here we go. This is N1, I believe. Yeah. Blair, Simply Blair, was saying she felt like this was super messy and that it's like missing a stopper. It totally is. Like, what is happening here? Like, this is gonna get super messy and this is gonna get super messy. So just keep that in mind. I don't know which powder to use. Actually, I need to figure that out before I go in with this. I have the Halo Glow. I don't really use that under the eyes though. Okay, we're gonna interrupt this because I just want to use what I use every day so I can really tell how I feel about this concealer. So I'm gonna go in with my Givenchy powder, but I will use, this is just gonna be for the under eye. I will use a drugstore face powder for the rest of my face. So, okay, just a little disclaimer. Okay. So anyways, yeah, that kind of just put a little damper on our date day. We were like, okay, thanks for letting us know. And my fiance just couldn't stop laughing about the fact that he had cake on his face when he came up to me. and then how he was just watching us after he came up to us and we're like, let's get out of here. We're feeling unwanted. It does have a cool doe foot. It's like kind of like a finger. So let's see. It feels very thin. Feels exactly like the one that I tried from Sephora last weekend. Like you can see when you're, it's not as visible on camera, but when I'm putting it on, like I can see when I'm wiping it, there's like see-through areas under my eye. So just so you're aware, it is thin. You may have to add, if you like a fuller coverage, you may have to add a couple layers. Oh, I don't think I like it already. Oh no. I already don't think I like it. And I think it's that, again, I'm used to using, oh, look at this. No. It feels like the Sephora one, but worse. It just feels like it's caking under the eye, but also not even giving me enough coverage. Like, I don't understand what's happening. It's like, I don't want to add more because I don't want to add to the cakiness. However, I feel like I'm not getting the coverage that I want. I think this is gonna go back, and I'll tell you why. I don't love returning stuff, but this is $20 in Canada, okay? So, and this Sephora one was $20, but that one I can get behind. This one, no, I cannot get behind that. You're just increasing. And this powder can usually fix anything. So you're not giving me coverage, but you're also increasing the look of my lines. Not for me. I prefer, and I know it's heavier, but somehow it still looks better under the eye, the L'Oreal Infallible. Way better than this one. This is just not my jam. I can get a pretty good idea just off of the first time I've used a concealer if I like it or not. And the Haus Labs I liked right away. I feel like the Dior, that newest one, not the Dior Forever, the other one, I tried it and didn't like it immediately, and a lot of people loved that one. Charlotte Tilbury I liked right away. This one, don't love, but I really should use it just so I could use it up. Tower 28, I really like. I think that one I kind of wasn't sure, but obviously now I really like it. Gucci is meh. Natasha Denona I liked right away. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can get a good feeling usually. Or I have a feeling of how I feel about it right off the bat. But this one, yeah, I don't know. Seems to look a little bit better on this side, does it? Maybe not. Ugh. I look sick, like. It's not generally the vibe I'm going for. Ugh. Guess who's going back to Walmart tonight? That's fine though, because our gym is attached to the mall and the mall has Walmart. Not as bad on that side. This side is just And I wish I could show you like even closer, but also I don't want to because it don't look good. Like sometimes I'll be doing my makeup and rewatching a video and I'll be like, it doesn't even look bad. Like, what was I talking about? But it's just like, I can see it up close. I can see what's really going on and it's not good. What's going on is not good, okay? Should I go in with this? I really haven't used this in a long time and I feel like my face is a little light and this is a little bit too dark for me. So I feel like let's go in with this. Does this still exist? I hope so because it's really good. The number 7 Lift and Illuminate Powder, Triple Action Finishing Powder, and I have the shade Light Medium. So again, this is a little bit too dark for me, but because the CoverGirl was a little bit too light, ooh, yeah, like that just is such a good powder. I forget about it because I'm always using like my Givenchy powder, but this is a good powder. Blurring. Wasn't sure how this would layer on top of this CoverGirl, but so far so good. Oh, I'm getting makeup on my headband already. And I didn't want this to go on too heavy, which is why I'm using a brush as opposed to my puff. But usually I use my puff. Okay, I feel like I don't mind this now that I have my powder on. Like, it did give me a decent amount of coverage. I mean, this obviously will probably give me a little bit of coverage too. Okay. For my nose, I'm just gonna go in with a matte powder because we know I have, actually I'll just go in with the same powder. This powder is kind of matte anyways. It says Luminate, but I feel like it made me matte. I'm not gonna make things too complicated. I was just gonna use the Fit Me, but why? Okay, so now let's go in with bronzer. No new bronzer to talk about, so let's just go in with maybe the e.l.f. I was gonna say maybe the Infallible, but I just really like this one. Well, I like the Infallible too. Those are like my favorite drugstore bronzers. Did I say blush? I meant to say bronzer. I'm scared that blush is gonna take my foundation off, and I hope it doesn't. Okay. It's weird to me that they only have one shade of this bronzer though. Like, where are the rest of them? Very disappointed. Heard Alana Davison talking about NYX Nude Beige, and they reformulated it, and it's now a different color. So I'm glad I stocked up and bought a few of them when I did, and I will probably even buy another one at the store because I think it's probably still the original one at the store. But why fix what isn't broken? Why do they do this? It drives me nuts. They always go into a very well-loved product, like the Haus Labs blushes. Where are they? Why did they take them away? There was nothing wrong with them. Everybody loved them. And I have a feeling, did I talk about this already? I'm sorry if I did. I have a feeling it's because they want to make the packaging smaller. Because they're like, oh, nobody's going to rebuy these blushes if they're this big. Just you wait. They're probably going to do the same thing with the bronzers. Which is annoying because I've almost hit, I think I have hit pan on that one, or almost anyways. So don't worry, like, we will use our products. If we love them, we'll use them. Anyway, okay, I think we're pretty bronzed. A little too much. But, you know, that's how I do. So anyways, what's everybody up to this weekend? Hopefully you're getting rest and, I don't know, just having a good weekend. Okay, what should we do next? Blush. I'm scared. I want it to ruin my makeup. Okay. So let's just go right in. And I was going to compare it to this as well. This is Encourage. And I'm going to do that last because I just don't want to get it all over everything. So I'm going to go in with this. And I think, I don't know what my strategy is. I don't know what to use. You have to have a strategy when using liquid blush because you never know what's going to happen. Actually, you know what's funny? I used this brush, which is the Mini Base from Sonia G. And it actually like really blended out, I don't know, do I want to use that? Really blended out my blush beautifully. I might use it. I might use it. Okay, let's talk properly. Okay, so this is in the shade Suave Mauve. I know you want me to say mauve. So that's what we're looking like. Just for now, we're just gonna go with that teeny tiny little boop. And I'm just mixing it on the hand and then onto the face, because I just get too scared to put it on the face directly. Are we patching? I don't know. Pretty. I don't think it's patchy. And I don't think it's lifting anything. Exciting. I was worried about this blush and foundation combo because I thought, oh, it's gonna be so like wet. It's probably just gonna pick it right up. I like it. Okay, I like it more than I thought I would. Great. Okay. We're gonna go in with one other little dot here because I kind of soaked it all up with the brush. But yeah, that's what it looks like on my skin tone, which is more of like a neutral, I guess, undertone. I always say more goldeny because I feel like I do look a little yellow sometimes. But I do have blue and green veins, so I'm gonna go ahead and call myself a neutral. I do think like a more pinky concealer looks better on me, and this one was actually more yellow, but it was the lightest one they had. And I feel like the other one would have been too dark because it did jump quite a bit further up from that one to the next, from what they had in store anyways. So I really wanted to try the other shade in this. It was something Dusty Rose or something like that, but they didn't have it. I'm actually lucky I called. Like, this is how badly I wanted to get my hands on it because I wanted to try it in a video. I called Shoppers to see if they had it. And she's like, yeah, we don't have many though. We only have, I think she only had like 3 different colors. And I was like, yeah, that one. She was like, okay. And I think it was their last one, so. And then when I went there, the lady who was working, I guess it was the manager, she was like, we cannot keep these on the shelves. She's like, we just got them and I keep ordering more and they keep disappearing. I was like, yeah, I think they're pretty popular right now. Okay, I may have overdone it and I may have caused a patch, but that could just be because this cheek is weird and I always have like a little issue with like pillow marks and stuff on my face. I swear it's like permanently indented on my face. Okay, I know this again looks like a lot, but my face eats blush. I say this every time just because I worry people are like, whoa. But also, like, who cares? Even if I do put a lot of blush on, well, does it really matter? Okay, what am I gonna wear for my highlight? Didn't think this through. I'm probably just gonna do one eye and then come back with the other one done. Oh, let's go with this one. I don't like absolutely love this one, but it's drugstore, so let's do it. Revolution Highlighter Reloaded Dare to Divulge. This is like not new, but newish, I guess. And it's intense, which is probably why I don't really wear it very often. Okay, that's enough. And again, I forgot to do my highlight first. Oh well. I normally do that when I'm wearing 2 powder products. Need to get back into the habit of doing that first. Okay, so I'm just going to do one eye off camera. I'm also going to contour my nose and maybe I'll do one eyebrow too. I don't know, I'm gonna look like a real hot mess, so I'll be back. Okay, so I lied. I just contoured with the Sephora contour that I used last weekend. This is Fair to Light. I am gonna just do my eye on camera and then I'll do my other one off and then we will come back for brows. So that's what's up. Oh, I mean, can you even? Because I can't. Like, ugh. How is this not more popular? I looked it up and there's like not a lot of tutorials or anything using this, and I'm just like, what's wrong with you all? No, I'm kidding. But I was like, what? It's so pretty. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna use this one, which I think is the shade. Comes with a little sheet. The shade Satin, and I'm also gonna use the shade Charmeuse, which is this one here. So Charmeuse and Satin. Just a little mixy mix of the two. And I did just prep my lid with MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. And the reason I've been just desperately looking for, not a replacement, but I guess a dupe for the Lisa Eldridge French Gray shade. And I don't know why, like when I have something in my mind, I'm like obsessed and I have to find it. I'm also going to use this shade, which is Pointel. So all three of them. Yeah, so when I get something in my mind, I'm kind of like, I want to find this. And the reason I want to find it is because I feel like I'm obsessed with that shade, but also they don't have the refills on Lisa Eldridge, and like, holy shit, the shipping is just crazy to Canada. Like it's converted from GBP, which I guess is British pounds. Forgive me. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I said I was gonna do the other eye off camera, but here we are. But yeah, I don't know. The shipping is just so much, but also those are out of stock, the refills. So I just wanted to kind of find a dupe on my own. And I did go on, what's it called? What's her name? She does like a dupe for literally every single makeup product ever. Temptalia. So I went on Temptalia to see what a dupe for it was, and she said Cozy Gray by MAC is a dupe. So I also bought Cozy Gray, and that's coming. But we'll see. See if it's a dupe or not. So I'm gonna go in with a more tapered brush, and I'm gonna go in with, I think, this shade here, that darkest brown, or one of the darker browns, and it is called Mesh. Actually, yeah. No, I'm gonna go in with Suede. It's just this one right beside it. Okay, and just right on the outer corner, a little bit tighter into the crease here. But yeah, I just saw this and I was like, holy crap, $15? Like, what? And of course they don't have it on Sephora. I'm like, you guys, what are you doing? I think they have the warm one on Sephora. I'm like, why don't you have the cool one? Like, people are obsessed with cool tones too. I'm definitely going through my cool tone phase, as you can tell. I feel like this happens every winter. I'm like, oh, I'm back. They're back and I'm back and I love them. And I think we will go in the inner corner with a bright shade, which, let's just maybe just blend this out a little bit more. Good. And then let's go in with a mix of these two. Yeah, okay. Let's go Sheerling and Sheer. Sheerling and Sheer. Okay, so just go in with a fluffy brush and on the inner corner. So maybe that'll kind of brighten my highlight here, or my concealer, I should say, because it's looking kind of dark. Okay, now let's go in with, I don't know which liner to use. I don't know if I want to use this one or an Essence liner. Let's go in with the Essence liner. This is the Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Hot Chocolate. I'm gonna do this off camera and then just come back and we'll smudge that out. Okay, so I'm gonna go in now with these two shades, which are Nylon and Crepe. Makes me want a crepe. And this is kind of like, I really should have used like a grayish toned eyeliner, but I don't. Oh, I could have used my one from, I'm an idiot. I could have used my Pixie eyeliner, but I can't seem to find that shade anywhere. So I just haven't really been using it in a lot of videos because it seems to be next to impossible to find. So my eyeliner was brown, but I'm going over it with like a slate gray and a bluey type tone. So it's kind of just canceling out that brown, but that's fine because this is what I wanted. And then I'm gonna go in with that. I'm gonna use the Sephora collection for my waterline, Tiramisu. I'm gonna use that Lash Princess primer. I can't think and do my makeup and talk at the same time. So all the people that can do it, kudos. Because I am not one of those people. I mean, I try, but then I just start screwing up everything I say. I mean, I'm sure you're probably like, you could have done something more impressive than stuff you normally do, but like this is what I feel comfortable with. Just like a nice kind of winged liner. I can do another look with this if you want me to. Maybe using the more like bluey toned shades. What do you think? Let me know. And just kind of getting this wing a little more straight. I always do this. This one always goes way up and this one is like out. I'm like, ugh. So then I always have to wing this one up more. Oh, the struggle is real. All right. I'm gonna blend this just the tiniest bit more. It looks patchy in the screen, but in real life it doesn't, so I don't know. Okay, so let's curl the lashes and go in with this. Okay, I didn't realize it's actually green. I was like, what? I thought it was white, like a normal lash primer. Oh. I cleaned this and it's still sticking to my lashes, which obviously means I'm not cleaning my lashes good enough at night. This one I've used before too, and this one's actually really good. This is the Volume Booster Lash Primer. Super volume. That's probably why I like it so much. So this is what this one looks like. This is Lash Princess Mascara Primer, extra length and volume. Yeah, it's green. Look. It's kind of cool. Kind of scary, kind of cool. Thought I wasn't recording for a second there. Got worried. Whoa! The length though. It's funny because every time I use a primer, I'm like, holy crap. My lashes look so long, but then I put mascara on it and they don't even look long. I'm like, what's happening? one time I went up to my fiance and I was like, how do you like these eyelashes? And he was like scared to say he didn't like them. I'm like, yeah, it's the new trend. He was kind of like, I'm like, I'm kidding. It's primer. He's like, okay. Probably had no idea what I was talking about. Okay, I don't know which mascara to use. I guess I'll use my good old faithful CoverGirl Exhibitionist. And I wanted to do this video because I just feel like everyone I watch, or most people that I watch, I mean, Jen Phelps is awesome for using both drugstore and high-end, but a lot of people I watch do specifically high-end, and I'm like, I kind of wish people would incorporate a little bit more of both, just for people who, you know, can't necessarily afford all high-end beauty. I mean, sometimes I can't. I'm like, I really should go on a low buy, actually, or a no buy until after the wedding, because wedding, you know? And expensive as hell. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I want to include everybody. This is a channel that I want to do for everybody who just loves makeup. But if you feel like, I don't want anybody to feel excluded because they feel like they have to buy high-end makeup, or that people are like pushing it on them, because as you can see, you can get expensive looking makeup on the face or an expensive looking application with drugstore products. And half the time I'm using my drugstore foundation over my super high-end foundations, or I'm using my like lip products, mascara, and foundation. I feel like I can find, oh no, I didn't. Come on, girl. Oh, that's annoying. Anyways, yeah, I feel like I can find all those things at the drugstore that are just as good, if not better. So, I mean, the NYX lip liner I use on a regular basis, and I use more than all of my high-end lip liners. So, what does that tell you? And a lot of these brands are also like sister companies or own, I think Estee Lauder, I think, owns, or no, L'Oreal, I think, owns Lancome. I'm not sure. I know a bunch of them are incorporated though, and I'm sure they probably do use some of the same ingredients. I mean, obviously packaging is huge and you do pay for the name and the package, but some are just as good. I'm telling you. The drugstore has like greatly improved many products. Okay, well, I need to get that off of there. So I'm gonna go do the other side, and I will be back. Okay, if there was only one thing that I do prefer from higher end brands, it's, okay, it's brow products, because I just can't get them to stay. I just use this. I don't like it. Everybody I've seen use it loves it. It's the Brow Styling Gel, the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Sculpt. But I can't get them to stay. I don't know. I'm just gonna put like the tiniest bit of the Benefit gel in here. But brow pencils are another story. I don't think it makes sense to go pay a ton of money for a brow pencil, because there's such good ones at the drugstore. But again, it's all personal preference. Once you find one, sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, I love it, and I'm not turning back. Like the Benefit ones are really, really good. Goof Proof is not really for me. I think that's what it's called. It's just a little bit too thick. but there's a smaller one. I think it's the Precisely My Brow, maybe. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that because I don't want to go too crazy. Sometimes I can get a little crazy with this and I don't want to. So I am gonna go in with that new CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Pencil. Again, this is in the shade Blonde 200, and it is teeny tiny. Like, look at how small. The tiniest thing I ever did see. And I like to just go under the brow with that, just to kind of like give it some shape. You could do this obviously with just a concealer and kind of shape the brush or the brow. Oh my gosh, told you I can't think. But I like to go in just with a pencil and just kind of give it a little shape. Okay, so now I'm going to just gently fill in. I don't want to go too heavy here because I have a habit of doing that, as we know. That's why I got that, excuse me, Anastasia brow powder, that duo in taupe, because I just feel like it fills my brows in, but it doesn't make it look too Angry Birds, you know? Like, I don't like that look, but then sometimes I just somehow accidentally come out looking like that, and I'm like, what happened? Where did, you know, I just start going and going, and then I go crazy, which I feel like I am on the verge of doing, so I don't want to do that, but do just want to extend my brow a little bit longer because I feel like this one always looks pretty short. But I do really like this pencil. It's very teeny tiny. I like the color. It's kind of like a caramel color. Sorry, I'm waiting for an email from people about my wedding cake. Okay, did you know that some places don't allow you to bring in a wedding cake unless, because we were gonna get like my mom's friend from the trailer, like she goes camping in the summertime, and she knew this lady who baked cakes, like, and she has done wedding cakes and stuff, and she was just super reasonably priced, and I've seen some that she did, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for. Like, we want something pretty simple, but pretty. Like, just add a few fake flowers in. But yeah, we just didn't want, so I think that looks okay. We just didn't want anything, you know, too over the top. And of course, she mentions, hey, just so you know, I'm not licensed, but I do have like my food handling certificate or whatever. And I was kind of like, I mean, I don't care. And then, so I'm just filling it in again with this, just because I did it for this side, so may as well. But yeah, it's okay for filling in, but like, it doesn't make them stay. That's the problem. So anyways, so then stupid me, well, I guess it's better that I asked, but I asked the location that we're having our wedding. We're having it at a golf course. I'm like, hey, is this okay? We have a person who can do our cake, but she's not licensed. Does she have to be? She's like, well, technically, if you want to consume the cake, yes, she has to be licensed. And I'm like, well, why am I going to buy a cake if we're not going to consume it? Like, that doesn't even make sense. I guess for pictures, but like, and I'm like, why wouldn't you tell us that? Like, so now I'm on the hunt for another, I guess, a bakery to do it. But like, I feel like we don't have a lot in my city. And so I'm like, well, I don't know who to even talk to. I'm just disappointed because she was like, it sounds like a lot, but it was $300, which is to me a good price for the cake, because I checked out one of our like popular bakeries in town and they were charging upwards of like I think starting at like $1,000, and I'm like, bye-bye. Like, where do people get money for weddings? I just don't get it. I know, like, obviously our parents are helping, which, like, or my parents are helping, which I'm so grateful for. Like, I can't even say. So, I mean, that in itself is amazing. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, things get crazy. Like, they just jump from one thing, one price to another. Like, even down to little things like, oh, we need a guest book. We need a knife to cut the cake. Like, you'd think, oh, well, they're just gonna give you a knife. No. They don't give you anything. So we kept trying to find, like, little details in the contract, like, hoping they wouldn't try to charge us for something extra. And we even said, like, okay, this, is that everything? And they're like, yeah. So just failed to mention the cake part. Anywho. Anyone else just get married or in the process? How's it going? Talk to me. It's funny because my fiance's like, oh, I'm for sure going to be the one to plan everything. I'm like, haven't seen you planning too much. But anyways, I found a dress and I was scared because I tried two that I really liked. And then I was debating between the two and I literally changed my mind at the last minute. And then I thought maybe I had made a mistake. And I didn't want to hurt my parents' feelings because obviously they paid for my dress and I'm like, oh my God, it's not that I don't appreciate it. I of course appreciate it. I'm just a very indecisive human being. And so I was like going back and forth, like looking at my pictures, sliding them back and forth. And I'm like, did I make a mistake? I don't know. And then I showed my fiance the one I didn't go with. And he was like, you know, it's really nice, but it was like kind of crepe material. It was very, I don't want to say plain, but like it kind of was plain. Like there was nothing really to it. I mean, the back was beautiful and everything, but it just like from the front, I had to add like a little belt. There's just like little glitter belt around it. And that kind of jazzed it up. And then I tried it on with a lace veil, and then the veil kind of jazzed it up too. But my fiance looked at it and he was like, I really like it, but I feel like it's very plain. Like he likes, I don't know, from what he's looked at, he has preferred like lacy ones on me, and I did incorporate some of that and also some of the creping. So it was kind of like, I had three and it was kind of like a mix between the two that I liked. So yeah. So anyway, back to makeup. On this pencil, I do really, really enjoy this pencil. I just noticed I had some weird brows and some weird spots, so I just tried to fix that. So brows are done, and now all we have left is lips. Would go in with something like this because I do really like this one, but that's not what we're doing. I said I would try this on for you, and I will. And we're gonna use, I think I'm gonna end up with these two on, but I really like this one as well. Just give me one sec. All right, so we're gonna go in with Nude Truffle. And again, this is not a new pencil, just new to me, and was near impossible to find. You can order them off of the site, but in store, Walmart used to have them. They don't have them anymore. I think I couldn't even get them on Amazon. So London Drugs is where I found it. Oh my gosh, my lips are dry. I'm sorry. So gross. It's like mostly in the corners. Okay. I should have brought a Kleenex in here. I'm going to use this to show you what it looks like, but it's not going to work for this look that I have on today, so I'm going to take it off, but just so you can see. Whew. So I like doing a lip like this with like a really nude lip and then putting this on top of it. I feel like that looks pretty. But yeah, that is the Lifter gloss in the shade Sweetheart. It actually looks a little more pink in person and pinker than I was expecting. I think the last time I tried it I was wearing a lipstick underneath, but that's what this looks like. So I am going to just take this off, and like I said, I don't have a Kleenex here, so I'm going to do that. Sorry for the cuts. Okay, so it's left a little tiny bit of pinkiness, but that's fine. So we're gonna go in with this. This is just the clear one, but it does have a teeny tiny bit of pink in it, and it's called 01 Main Character. You just click it up. Very similar to the Tarte. Oh, I didn't realize it was this pink. What the heck? When I tried it, it didn't look that pink. Oh, I don't think I like it anymore. Do I? I don't know. I don't know. They're like, I don't know if you can see. Can you see it there? They're like purpley pink. I wish it was like silver or something, because it's making my lips look purple. Very glittery. It's looking very 80s. I feel like my mom would like this. Okay, I'm just gonna get just a tiny bit of that pinkiness off of there. Let's just go right back in with this pencil. It feels and smells really good though, I have to say. So if you don't love this kind of pinky tone, then I feel like just go for one of the other ones, because there are definitely like neutral colored ones. But I think while we're on the drugstore train here, let's go. I can't believe I forgot about this one. I'm so stupid. I was like, I really just want to find my Diamond Milk Gloss Bomb. I'm like, I don't have any clear with silver sparkle lip glosses. Yes, I do. This is also the Lifter gloss, and this is in the shade 001 Pearl. I should have known that I did have one. And it does have that silvery sparkle that I love. Oh yeah. Still has a little bit of that like magenta type sparkle in it, but that's fine. So yeah, like I was saying, I feel like you can get a really nice look from drugstore products, and it will look like it's expensive. And I have to say, after looking at this foundation more, I like it better now. I can't see those areas that look like they were kind of like weirdly sinking into my pores. I feel like now it's blended into the skin and I'm not having any issues with it. So I actually think I really like it. But I feel like that powder just really took it home, you know? It took it there to that next level of beautiful. So I'm happy with it. So this is the forehead. I usually have some like forehead wrinkles here, and I feel like it's softening the look of those wrinkles, and same with my smile lines. Like these usually look quite a bit deeper, but I feel like with this, they don't. And the blush is really pretty. Should I add a powder blush? What do you think? I don't know. See what I mean about being indecisive? I think I'm just gonna leave it. But yeah, that is the completed makeup. So just quickly, don't love, probably returning. It's really lightweight, but also doesn't do anything for the look of my under eye. Like I'm not liking how this one is looking. It's not that it's that terrible, it's just I have way better concealers and I just feel like I don't need it. Oh yeah, I meant to compare these two also. Just wanted to show you quickly. This is the Rare Beauty shade in Encourage, and this is the Suave Mauve. Don't hate me. And I'm just blending them out. So there is definitely a difference. So this is e.l.f., this is Rare Beauty. I feel like on my hand, the e.l.f. looks to be a bit more pinky purple, whereas Encourage looks to have just a touch of warmth to it. It is a cool tone shade, don't get me wrong, but it looks like just the teeniest, tiniest bit warmer. But on the face, like I feel like that blended so beautifully into my skin and I had zero issues with it. Very pretty. And I do feel like it'll be quite long lasting. So that I will have to confirm in another video or in the description box, but very, very pretty. And I'm not mad at the foundation, so good, because I was scared. This, I mean, I feel like this eye look looks almost identical to the one I did using the Lisa Eldridge palette. And I'm very happy about that because 15 bucks. I mean, seriously. So what else? The primer, lash primer, not my favorite. I feel like I like this one a lot better, but this one is specifically for volume. So it's okay, but I wouldn't run out and buy it. But this one's really good. Get this one if you're gonna get one of the two. The brow pencil, I love. I feel like it did a really nice job. It's very soft. I feel like this one's a little kind of mangled, but that's fine. We'll just look at this one. What else? Oh my god, I think I put everything away, so I don't even know what else I was talking about. But yeah, I think the only like real kind of downer was maybe, well, this is nice. I will wear this, but I'll probably just wear it with like a nude lip underneath. And then this I really like, but just not with this look. And then, like, as you can tell, I love the lifter glosses. I feel like they're just plumping, beautiful. They don't feel like yuck and sticky. Yeah, so basically just the concealer. I don't love it. I'm sorry. So I hope that you enjoyed this very, very long video, and I'm sorry for rambling so long, but I love you, and please subscribe, please like, and please leave me a comment. What do you want to see next? I do have a few new products coming from Sephora, and I am really going to try to get back into like Shop My Stashes because your girl needs to save some money ASAP, okay? So again, thank you so much, and I love you. Bye.